You tell him, King Leo, you silly boy.
So, Darling in the Franxx, it really pulled me in emotionally at the time I watched it because a lot of the stuff that I was going through, it really hit me in the right spot because it hit on a lot of the emotions and feelings that I was going through. And one of the big ones was kind of the one that Hero was going through, kind of like feeling stuck or out of place in like your own environment. And even like maybe sometimes like your own home. For me, that would have been like my hometown, even school, not more so like my house. Cause like my family, they have like a really warming and caring kind of nature. So it's kind of hard to feel out of place there. But like, I guess parts, places that are like your second home, like, obviously the city you're from and then school, like I said earlier, because back in, middle school, a little bit of elementary, but mainly middle, they had these classes and they were like honor classes. So, you had to do this test and you pass the test, I think you got to pass like two. It's like a math and a reading test. You pass those two, and you get in like this class, and it's like an honors class. You take like high school level courses, and then you get more credits when you go to high school. I don't know for some reason why though, but I really badly, like I just really wanted to get in that class because I kind of had a whole thing back in like elementary school and middle school where I thought I was extremely stupid. I don't know why, but I just thought that I was like extremely dumb, and I didn't think I would make it as far as even going to college or make it as far in my academic career as I have today. But yeah, so I had these classes, and you pass these two tests, and you get in this honor class. If you pass, you get in the math and the English honor class if you pass it. And I remember we took the because you once you get in the eighth grade, you take the test and then you pass it. I remember after we had took it, my teacher she had came in with the paper and she had read off the names, and then I remember a big chunk of my friend group they got in the classes. They got in both of them, the math and the language one. And I remember hearing my name not being called. And I remember going up to my teacher and being like, like, is my name on the list? And she was like, nah, I don't think so. And that moment truly kind of crushed my spirit. And that moment really kind of made me feel like real low and real down about myself. It did. It killed a lot of my self esteem. And it kind of just emphasized the way I was already feeling about myself. And it just kind of made me feel like I was just actually not smart at all. And that kind of reflected, and that's where I say it kind of reflected in Hero from Darling in the Franxx, because he got his memories wiped and that made him feel like he was just useless or that he was just out of place in his home, with that being with the rest of the Franxx kids and Dr. Franxx and like the rest of the scientists. That all made him feel out of place because he didn't know how to pilot. He felt like he was weak. He felt like he was stuck. He was useless. And he just didn't have anything in common, or he felt like he didn't have anything in common with the rest of his family because he couldn't pilot. He just felt like he was just nothing. And that's kind of the same way that I felt. I felt like I didn't get in these honor classes, so like I'm just stupid. I feel out of place. I feel stuck. Well, all my friends, they're moving forward. They got in this class. They're moving forward doing what they're doing. And I'm just kind of stuck here, kind of feeling like I'm just in like a isolated space because I'm not as ahead as they are. It kind of made me feel like I was a little bit behind. But then Hero, when he got his memories back, and he started to pilot. He got into the mech and he started getting his memories back later on. And he started to remember everything. He started to remember his purpose, his truth, who he really was. That's kind of what this has done for me. The Lion's Den, making this podcast, being able to sit here and make a safe space for other anime lovers, make a safe space for other people that are into like nerdy kind of geek like things, just to kind of give them a whole safe space just to come relax and to just vibe out, you feel me? That kind of became my mech, like the actual mech was for Hero. Podcasting, what kind of helped me find my purpose. And it's just like doing this, it's just made me extremely happy. And it's kind of even boosted just like the whole way I feel just about life in general now. And it just kind of, because when I was a kid, I remember just like always feeling like I had to fight just to be seen, always having to fight to be heard rather than just like people hearing me out or just hearing me in general. I've always felt like there was like I just always had to prove myself of why I should be heard, why I should be listened to. And I mean, it even relates to them even more because all throughout the show, all they do is just have to fight, 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 and fight. They have to fight to be heard. They have to fight to be seen. They have to fight just for anything. And all throughout my life, it's felt like that. Like in school, I got bullied a lot, and the teachers, I don't know if they do this a lot now, or that was something they did back then, but when I was coming up in school, teachers, they did nothing about bullying at all, or at least at the middle school I went to and the elementary school I went to, they did nothing about bullying. Like they would literally see you getting bullied and I mean, they would do nothing. I mean, the most they would do is what? Tell the kid to stop. But I mean, y'all know how bullies are. If you getting bullied, that ain't really what's that gonna do? I mean, they're just gonna get you in the next class, obviously. But I remember this one time I had just got so fed up with it and I had snapped on the dude that was bullying me. And one of the teachers that had told me like that was enough. But I had kind of snapped on her too, because I'm just like, but this has been going on all class. And like now you wait until like I'm at my limit to say something to try to step in and stop it. But you weren't doing anything before when he was sitting here calling me all these names and all this other junk. But when I stand up for myself, that was the issue. When I fight for myself to be heard, it's an issue, it's a problem. But the whole time that it's going on, there is no issue, there is no problem. You don't see anything happening up until the point where I start fighting to be heard. When I start fighting to be respected, then that's when you hear. When it gets to the point to where it's too late, that's when you hear and that's when you want to listen. And I mean, that's even the same thing like within Darling and the Franxx. I mean, when it gets to the point where the Claxosaurs, I mean, they're invading the base, they're about to take over the world, and then the aliens come in, then that's when Dr. Franxx wants to respect the children. Then that's when Dr. Franxx wants to be like, okay, now it's time for the adults to do their job. And he actually wants to start treating the kids with respect, treating the kids like actual people. And that just kind of really, like, it kind of hurts for things to be that way. But I kind of feel like it's just the I've never really understood why things have been that way, but it kind of just always things just always they've always been like that. And it wasn't up until the point where I got into high school and then now into college when people, well, actually, no, I won't say that. I've always had people in my corner, like my mom, my grandma, she's passed away now. My brother, my other grandma, she's still living with us today. That they've always, and my papa, of course, they've always been in my corner. Like they're supporting me and reminding me of like who I was. They've kind of been like my zero two, kind of how she reminded Hero of his purpose and who he was. My family, they've kind of became like my zero two. And I've even had like other people in my life that were kind of like my zero twos as well because they reminded me, no matter how I feel about myself or what's going on in my life, what challenges I may face or like what may go bad in my life, they've always reminded me about my purpose, about who I am, and about what I was and what I stood for. And they never really let me forget that. No matter if I was getting bullied, no matter if I thought I was stupid or if I thought I was dumb, they've always just reminded me of who I was and what I stood for. And they even pushed me to do this with the whole podcast and like all my other projects that I'm working on. They've just continued to push me through a lot of those and to just show me that no matter what challenges I face, no matter what trials come or obstacles try to stop you, or no matter how you try to stop yourself, that you can always do whatever you really put your mind to and it could bear fruit and it could grow into something even bigger. And that's what Zero Two did for Hero. She showed him that there was more. She showed him that there was something bigger than the both of them. She showed him that there was something more than how he felt about himself. She showed him that it was more than piloting, that there was more than what he was used to. And that gave him purpose to be who's pilot. That gave him the purpose to protect his family. That gave him the purpose to fight the aliens. And then, I mean, in the end, it even got his memories back and he started to remember who he was. And that's kind of the same way it was for me with my family. Having their encouragement and having just their unconditional love was what gave me my purpose, what pushed me and encouraged me to do the things that I do, that encouraged me and pushed me to keep going despite how I felt about myself, despite if I thought I was stupid, if I was dumb, despite me getting bullied. Having their unconditional love and just knowing that there are people there that support me, no matter how many other people want to see me fail, it just pushed me to keep going and it just pushed me to continue to do what I wanted to do. And that's the same thing with Zero too. Her love gave Hero direction. It gave Hero more depth and it just gave him more definition as a person. It gave more definition to his character and it just gave him purpose. Because honestly and truly, purpose isn't something that somebody can just give to you. It's something that you have to give to yourself. And yes, people can give you purpose, but your purpose shouldn't just come from a person. Your purpose should come from within because you should be able to know your own worth. You should be able to know your own purpose, your own depth. You should be able to give yourself direction. No matter how you feel about yourself, no matter what anybody says about yourself, no matter how much you get judged for liking this, liking that, you should continue to like it. You should continue to grow in it. And you should continue to grow yourself until you get to a point to where you don't let what someone else thinks about you affect you. That you live your life according to your own rules, your own laws, your own definition of character, your own definition of love, of purpose. Because everyone has a purpose. And I say that to say that when people see something great in you, they'll try to shadow it with darkness. And when you know your purpose, you know your worth, and you found your purpose, that's when you don't let your light that's inside of you get shadowed by other people's darkness that want to try to stop it. Because when people see something different, when they see something that they don't want to grow, it scares them, I think. I feel like that change and different scares people and they try to shadow it, they try to keep it out because some people can't handle different and some people can't handle change. And also, don't step away from challenges or trials. Don't back down from anything because you never know what could happen if you face a challenge head on and you get through it. Rather, that's someone bullying you, or rather, if it's something going on at home, or maybe if it's a test at school, or like a big job interview, or just anything. You just never know what could be on the other side of getting through a challenge. I mean, somebody bullying you, standing up to them, maybe they're bullying you because they see that light inside of you and they want to shadow it. But you standing up to them, you're protecting your light, you're protecting your purpose, you're showing them your worth. I mean, you got a big test. Coming over that challenge gets you that A in that class. You got a new job interview, kicking the nervousness to go and actually do it. Just never back down from any challenge or any trial. And also, just to add to that, don't shun away the people in your life that are for you. Don't shun away the people in your life that you have built something with because life is very short and it's too short to regret things. So don't, or even also the people that you lay off or the people that you like shun away, the people that challenge you that you kind of brush off will be the same people that probably won't be there to challenge you the next day. So I just say all that just to say, live your life with purpose, live your life knowing your worth, Don't let anyone shun your light, shadow your light, or dim it. Don't let anyone take away your story, your power, because you're the writer of your own story and no one else can write your book of life better than you can. But I'll see you guys on the next episode.